Did you know that almost 1 in 3 seniors in the UK miss out on financial help they're rightfully owed, just because they didn't realize the rules had changed? Even more surprising, thousands of older people still pay for things they could now get completely free, simply because no one told them about their new rights in 2025. Think about that for a second. Could that be happening to you? Picture this. You're spending hundreds on heating this winter, completely unaware that a brand new government plan could have covered most of the cost. Or maybe you've skipped a key GP appointment because you didn't know you now have the legal option to ask for a face-to-face visit instead of a phone call. These aren't rare accidents. They're everyday mix-ups that cost older people in the UK money, comfort, and in some cases, their health. So here's the real question: how many of your rights have changed quietly without anyone telling you? This isn't about scaring people. It's about giving you control. Because 2025 has brought in a lot of updates, from pensions and medical costs to wills and travel savings. And if you don't stay updated, you could easily be left behind. In this video, I'll walk you through the 15 most important UK rule changes every older adult needs to know this year. Some of them may surprise you. Others might help you save or even reclaim hundreds of pounds. Stay with me. What you learn today could change everything. Let's begin with a change that touches nearly every older person in the UK, the update to the state pension triple lock. If you depend on your pension to get by, this is a big one. The triple lock is a promise that your pension will go up every year based on one of three things: inflation, average earnings, or 2.5%, whichever is highest. It's designed to make sure your income doesn't lose value over time. But in 2025, there's been a shift. This year, the way average earnings growth is measured has been tweaked. They've taken out irregular bonuses and unusual events like COVID-related pay increases. That might sound like a small technical detail. But in reality, it could mean your pension increase is smaller than you'd expect, even though prices around you are still going up. The new rise for 2025 is 6.7%. That might sound okay on paper, but when you compare it with the real cost of food, rent, or fuel, many will find it doesn't stretch far enough. Even more worrying, some experts believe this change could be the first step towards slowly weakening the triple lock in future years. That's why it's more important than ever to understand how it works. Start by checking your annual pension letter carefully. Don't just take the number at face value. Mistakes happen more often than you'd think. It's also worth looking up your national insurance record online to make sure you're getting everything you're entitled to. If anything doesn't look right, reach out to Citizens Advice or a pensions expert. Remember, your pension isn't a handout. You've earned it. And in 2025, the smartest pensioners are the ones asking questions. Now here's another change that could hit your wallet hard if you're not paying attention: the age for free prescriptions. For a long time, turning 60 meant you no longer had to pay for your medication. But that's changed. As of 2025, in England, you don't get free prescriptions until you're 66, in line with the state pension age. That means if you're between 60 and 65, you might be paying £9.90 per item, unless you qualify for a medical exemption. That might not seem like a lot, but for people with regular prescriptions for things like blood pressure, diabetes, or arthritis, those charges add up quickly. You could end up spending hundreds a year, all because of a quiet legal change. So, what can you do? First, check if you qualify for a medical exemption certificate. Some health conditions still allow you to get medication free even if you're under 66. Second, look into something called a prescription prepayment certificate. Think of it like a season pass. It could save you a lot if you get medicines often. Also, keep in mind the rules are different in Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. In many of those places, prescriptions are still free from age 60 or even earlier. So if you've recently moved, or if you're supporting someone who lives in a different part of the UK, make sure you double-check what applies. This isn't just about medicine. It's about making sure you're not paying for something you once got for free. If this change caught you by surprise, leave a comment and let us know what age you think free prescriptions should start. Let's talk about something else that used to be automatic, the free TV license for people over 75. Remember when turning 75 meant you didn't have to deal with TV license fees anymore? That changed in 2020, and by 2025 it's left a lot of people confused. So here's where things stand now. If you're over 75 and receive pension credit, you're still allowed a free TV license. But here's the issue, almost 1 million people who qualify for pension credit aren't claiming it. Either they don't realize they're eligible, or the process is too overwhelming. If you're not claiming pension credit, you could end up paying £169.50 a year just to legally watch TV. And for many older people, especially those who live on their own, the television is more than just entertainment. It's company. It's connection. So choosing between paying for heat or keeping a friendly voice on the screen, that's not a decision anyone should have to make. If you or someone you care for is over 75, check into their pension credit situation. The free license isn't automatic anymore. You have to apply and show proof. But once it's approved, it's yours. And if you've been paying when you shouldn't have been, guess what? You might be able to get a refund. Yes, really. But only if you know to ask. So don't just pay without checking. Now on to one of the biggest worries for anyone getting older, the cost of care. Whether it's help at home, care homes, or nursing services, getting support isn't cheap. Many families have spent their life savings, sold their homes, or gone into debt just to pay for it. But in 2025, there's been a major change. The care cost cap has finally arrived. This means there's now a legal limit on how much you'll need to pay out of pocket for your personal care over your lifetime. That limit is £86,000. Once you hit it, the government steps in to cover the rest. Sounds like good news, right? But wait, there's more to it. That cap only covers direct care costs like help with washing, dressing, or eating. It doesn't include things like your room, meals, or electricity in a care home. So even after you hit that £86,000 mark, you might still be paying a few £100s a month. Also, the way means testing works has changed. If your assets are below £20,000, you won't have to pay anything. If you have between £20,000 and £100,000, you'll pay a portion, depending on how much you have. That's better than before, but still complicated. What can you do now? Start by checking with your local council about how they calculate care costs. Know what's included, and what's not. Don't wait until there's an emergency. Plan early, ask questions, and make sure your finances match the new system. This new rule could save you money, but only if you understand how it works. Let's move to something you may not have thought about, your will. Wills used to be about paper documents, signatures, and a visit to the solicitor. But in 2025, things have gone digital. For the first time, video wills and digital recordings can now be legally accepted, under the right conditions. That means if you make a clear video, show your identity, and explain your wishes, it might count as a legal will. This can be really helpful for people who find legal paperwork stressful or hard to manage. But be careful, a video alone isn't enough. The law says you need to prove that you made the video freely, without pressure, and that it clearly shows your intentions. Ideally, it should include a time stamp or some kind of secure proof. If there's any doubt, your will could still be challenged in court. And that could tie up your estate in a long battle that you won't be around to settle. So what should you do? If you're thinking about a digital or video will, still talk to a solicitor. They'll help you say things clearly, include the right statements, and protect your wishes. Also, store your video or file in a safe place, and make sure someone close to you knows where to find it. If you already have a paper will, think about making a short video explaining it. It doesn't replace the will, but it helps your family understand your reasons and could stop arguments later. In 2025, expressing your final wishes is easier, but only if you do it the smart way. Your legacy deserves that care. And now, let's shift to some brighter news. Pension credit is being expanded. This is a big deal. Pension credit is a benefit that helps top up the income of older adults who are on a low income. It's designed to fill the gap between what you earn and what the government thinks you need to live on. But here's what most people don't know: pension credit also unlocks other benefits. Things like free TV licenses, cold weather payments, reduced council tax, and help with dental care. In 2025, the rules around who can claim it have been widened. More people now qualify, including older adults who live with grown-up children, unpaid carers, and people with modest savings who were previously turned down. The goal is to make sure fewer pensioners are struggling. But here's the frustrating part: around 850,000 people still haven't claimed it. Most say they didn't know they could, or they thought the process was too difficult. The truth is, applying is now much easier. You can do it online, over the phone, or through support centers in your area. The form is simpler than it used to be. Even if you were rejected before, check again, the rules have changed. Spending a few minutes today could mean an extra £3,000 or more a year for your household. That's money you earn through a lifetime of work, and it can give you peace of mind during retirement. This includes one-time payments, monthly subsidies, and agreements with major energy providers to offer lower rates for eligible seniors. There's also a revised version of the Warm Home Discount, now giving up to £170 off your bill. It's automatically added to accounts that match the new rules. But it's no longer as straightforward as it once was. The system now uses a digital matching tool that considers both your income and energy usage. Some pensioners might slip through the cracks without even knowing it. If you're getting pension credit, chances are you'll get the help without doing anything. But if you're just above the limit, you'll need to check your eligibility yourself. Many households are missing out on hundreds of pounds every year just because they didn't take a few moments to check. Don't forget, local councils are getting extra funding in 2025 to help with winter support for seniors. That could include vouchers, heating grants, or energy-efficient appliances. Every council is different, so it's worth making a quick call. Help is out there, but in 2025, you have to actively look for it. Inheritance tax, not something most people want to think about. But in 2025, avoiding it could leave your family with a big, unexpected bill. And if you haven't updated your plans lately, the rules may have shifted without you noticing. Right now, if your estate is worth more than £325,000, anything above that could be taxed at 40%. That threshold hasn't changed in years. But what has changed is property values. They've kept rising, and now even average homes are pushing families into the tax zone, especially in southern England. Here's some good news. If you leave your home to a child or grandchild, you may qualify for an extra allowance called the Residence Nil Rate Band. That adds £175,000 to your tax-free amount, bringing the total to £500,000, or up to £1 million for married couples. But it's not all simple. Complicated family setups, gifts made in the past 7 years, and second homes can reduce your exemption. And in 2025, HMRC is stepping up digital audits and enforcement. Vague records or small mistakes could lead to costly delays or surprise bills. So what should you do? Start by reviewing your will and estate plan. Make sure it reflects current rules. Check how your property is owned. And if things are complex, talk to a professional. This isn't just about money. It's about making sure your family isn't left with stress and confusion. Let's talk about the Blue Badge. For many seniors, it's more than a parking permit. It's a lifeline. It means parking closer to shops, getting to appointments more easily, and less physical strain. But in 2025, the rules around who qualifies, and how you can use your badge, have changed. And not everyone has been told. The Blue Badge scheme now covers more hidden or changing conditions, like early-stage dementia or arthritis. That's great news for people whose mobility varies. But it also means applications might need more details or input from your doctor. Also, while it's a national scheme, local councils still manage it differently. Some areas are getting stricter about free parking in busy locations. Others are using digital badge readers to crack down on abuse. If you travel to another borough, or visit Wales or Scotland, check the local rules. Another change: you may no longer get a reminder in the post when it's time to renew your badge. If it expires, it's your job to reapply. Driving with an out-of-date badge could lead to fines or even points on your license. To avoid all that, set a calendar reminder. Keep your documents current. And always double-check the rules if you're heading somewhere new. The Blue Badge system still works, but in 2025, you have to use it wisely. Let's move to online fraud. Unfortunately, scams targeting older adults are growing rapidly. In 2025, seniors are one of the most targeted groups when it comes to digital banking scams. And the scammers are getting more clever, more convincing, and harder to track. But there's good news too. This year, new laws are helping fight back. The government now requires banks to refund fraud victims, but only if certain conditions are met. If you're tricked into transferring money, but acted sensibly and reported it quickly, the bank may have to give you your money back. That's a big win for consumers. But there's a catch. These protections only apply if you follow the right steps. That means confirming suspicious activity right away, not ignoring warnings from your banking app, and never sharing codes or passwords, even if someone says they're from your bank. Also new in 2025, banks must now share real-time fraud alerts with each other. That should help stop scams from spreading. And many banks are adding voice recognition and fingerprint logins to help protect your account. Still, the most powerful defense is knowing what to look for. Be extra careful with calls, texts, or emails asking for personal details, no matter how official they sound. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Scammers don't target you because you're careless. They target you because you're trusting. And now, the law is on your side, but only if you stay alert. Let's talk housing. A roof over your head isn't just about shelter. It's about security. But with rents still rising across the UK, more pensioners are struggling. That's why 2025 brings key updates to housing benefit for seniors. And they could really help. The biggest change: the income threshold has gone up. That means more people who were previously over the limit can now get help. Whether you rent privately or through a housing group, if you're on a fixed or modest income, you might now qualify for monthly support with rent. The process has also gotten easier. If you're past state pension age and not on universal credit, you can apply through your local council. And if you already get pension credit, you might be automatically reviewed, no extra forms needed. Important to remember, even if you applied before and were turned down, it's worth checking again. The 2025 rules adjust for local rent prices. So something that didn't qualify last year might now be within reach, especially in high-cost areas. There's also more funding this year for discretionary housing payments. That means if you're behind on rent or something changes suddenly, like a medical issue, your council might be able to help short-term, even if you don't meet all the usual rules. Housing benefit isn't just a number. It's the difference between financial stress and stability. And in 2025, the safety net has stretched a little wider, if you know where to look. Next up, travel passes. For many seniors, free or discounted travel isn't just a perk. It's about independence, seeing family, getting to the doctor, or simply going out without worrying about the cost. But in 2025, some of the rules around senior travel passes have changed. In England, the older person's bus pass still starts at state pension age, currently 66. That's the same. but when and where you can use it may have changed. Some councils have limited pass use during weekday rush hours, especially in busy cities. Meanwhile, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland still offer more generous travel schemes. In some places, you can get a pass from age 60 and even use trains at discounted rates. But again, every region is different, and crossing borders may not be included. Also, 2025 sees a shift toward digital passes, apps and smart cards instead of paper ones. That's convenient for many, but confusing if you're not used to it. If you haven't updated your travel card or logged your details online, you could end up being refused boarding. To avoid problems, check your local council's website. Confirm the rules for your area, and make sure your travel card or app is up to date. Travel should give you freedom, not hassle. Knowing the new rules helps you stay on the move. Let's move to GP access. Over the past few years, booking a doctor's appointment has become a frustrating challenge. Long phone queues, confusing online systems, and being told, "We'll call you back." But 2025 brings a big change. You now have a legal right to ask for an in-person appointment with your GP, no matter what the surgery prefers. If you're not comfortable with phone or video consultations, or if your condition needs a hands-on check, you can choose to be seen in person. Remote healthcare isn't going away, and many still find it useful. But the key change is, the choice is yours. You decide what's best for your health. Another new rule: GP clinics must now share clear info about wait times and appointment availability. This helps patients know what to expect and lets you hold clinics accountable if service slips. And for those in care homes or unable to travel, mobile GP visits are being expanded, with extra funding to reach those who need it. Bottom line, 2025 puts patients back in control. Whether it's a video call or a seat in the waiting room, you get to choose what's right for you. And if your clinic says otherwise, the law is now on your side. And finally, power of attorney. It's a topic most of us put off. But in 2025, there have been major updates to how it works, and it's something every senior and their family should understand. A power of attorney lets someone you trust make decisions for you if you're ever unable to, due to illness, injury, or cognitive issues. In 2025, the process has been simplified, made faster, and made safer. There's now an online registration system through the Office of the Public Guardian, reducing delays and paperwork. And new fraud checks have been added to protect against abuse or pressure. But here's the crucial part: you have to set it up while you still have mental capacity. If you wait too long, your family might have to go through the courts to get decision-making power, which is slow, expensive, and stressful. You can set up one for health and care decisions, and another for money and property. Many people choose both. Putting a power of attorney in place doesn't mean expecting the worst. It means being prepared, and making sure your wishes are respected. And with the updated 2025 rules, there's no better time to get it done. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these changes caught you by surprise, or is affecting your life right now? Let us know in the comments, we read every one. And if this was helpful, don't miss our previous video packed with more updates every UK senior should know. We put hours into research to bring you clear, trustworthy information. Your support means the world, so please subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and helps us keep doing what we do best.